All right, Illini fans, it is the day after the worst loss in Illinois history in basketball. The reason why I say that is because never have we had a first team All American on the team. We also had a second team All American on the team. Kofi and Io, both first team All Big Ten, and Trent Frazier, first team All Big Ten on defense. We've never had that happen before in Illinois basketball history. We go through the rugged Big Ten season. We play good enough to be champions. And then we go into the Big Ten tournament. We win that championship. We get a number one seed. We're well positioned. And we get to the round of 32 and we get blown out. It's no contest. And on Twitter, I'm seeing nothing but congratulations. I don't know how you can call it a great season when a number one seed with that much talent loses.
That's it.
No,
Loyola,
gets blown
Chicago.
out in the round of 32.
As Norris dribbles at half court,
How is that a
pumping
great
his
season?
fists,
I don't
hugs
understand
and
that.
handshakes all around.
This was a terrible season.
And how about
it was the
this
worst
one?
season in
At
Illini
Bankers
basketball
Life
history. This
Fieldhouse
season
in
was so bad.
Indianapolis, 2018's Cinderella
just
got a
hurts
repeat
the
invite
program
to the Sweet
in
16.
ways that people don't understand.
The Loyola Chicago
So people
Ramblers.
say that this is just a start. It's a beginning. No, it's not. Let us remember.
Scored. Here's Williamson, fakes the three.
Illinois
drives
made it to the
rim,
Final
bucket
Four
going,
in
a foul.
1989.
Lucas Williamson.
They didn't have
The
another
blow
great
by,
year
the
until
finish,
2005.
The foul, and a chance for one more.
And guess
with
what,
Loyola
ladies and gentlemen?
12.
It's 2022. 89 to 2005. From 2005 to 2022. All right. Illinois having a number one seed doesn't happen often. It is special. It is incredibly special when Illinois gets a number one seed. When they actually have a great team. It's very special. It's only happened in 1989 and 2005 in modern history. So this was a special team. It was supposed to be. Once again, first team All American player, never happened before. Second team All American player, first team All Big Ten defense, Trent Frazier. So this was supposed to be a special team. But they get blown away by Loyola Chicago. And apparently everyone's leaving. So Kofi, he leaves having played a terrible first half, but playing a good second half. Adam Miller comes back. Io, in the worst game of his collegiate career, he had the worst game of his life. He leaves with that. Granderson, I think he comes back. Frazier, surprisingly, after the worst game of his life, Trent Frazier, who could come back, is choosing to leave Illinois. That is a shock. Georgie's coming back. Andre is coming back. And also a shock, DeMonte Williams is not coming back, I guess. So DeMonte Williams and Trent Frazier could come back if they wanted to, but apparently they're done. So that's surprising. I'm surprised by that. So this loss was devastating. I mean, this was devastating. So let's think about recruiting. Now we know that Illinois, 99.9% of the time, Illinois misses out on the recruits that they wish they could get. We know this for a fact. And there's nothing a recruit loves more. Well, let me say that again. There's nothing a recruit loves more than two things: money and winning. If Illinois, a number one seed, could have won the national championship, that takes care of the winning. Recruits love a winner, and so you attract more recruits. I promise you this: we'll never know what recruits Illinois will miss out because of this loss, but I tell you this, they will. Right now, when this happened, I'm telling you, there were great players who were considering Illinois in the future. And after watching them get destroyed, they no longer will think about Illinois. They'll move on. I promise you that's going to happen. And it's typical Illinois basketball. So, where do we go from here? Well, we look at the roster. Trent Frazier gone. Um, I don't even think this player will even play ever. Jacob Granderson, he comes back, but can't expect anything from him. Uh, I think Zach could come back, but he doesn't play. Andre, I expect him to be a star. I expect him to be the best point guard in college basketball. I think he has that kind of potential. If he puts in the work and he adds a little mid-range jumper, a little floater in the paint, he could be the best point guard in college basketball next year. Never heard of this player, so I don't think anything will happen. Io's gone. Brandon, a freshman, um, nothing to say about. I don't know if he'll even play ever. Benjamin, he got to play a little bit this year. Don't expect anything from him. Georgie B, the big question is, will we get the freshman at the end of his freshman year? Georgie was averaging. People forget this. I did a video on Georgie, and I suggest you watch it. People forgot how good Georgie was as a freshman. Georgie did some really big things as a freshman for the Illini, but something happened. His sophomore, junior year was compared. You compared his sophomore year and junior year to his freshman year. It's no comparison. He's went completely downhill. He's become useless compared to the freshman version. So the question is, will Georgie go back to his freshman version, or will he continue to be worthless as he was as a sophomore and junior? And once again, watch my video, and I will prove to you that Georgie, as a junior and sophomore, compared to his freshman year, is worthless. Demonte Williams is gone. Kofi gone. Austin Hutcherson, all right, he was hurt this year. Now, the claim is that he is a good 3-point shooter. The claim is that he's a really good athlete. So I haven't seen him for myself, so we'll find out. But supposedly, this is a player that if Illinois would have had them, if Illinois would have had him this year, maybe Illinois wins the national championship. That's what some might say. So we'll see just how good he can be for Illinois next year. Um, Tyler Underwood, the coach's son, he doesn't play. I don't know if he's coming back or not. Um, Coleman Hawkins, he got to play. He showed a lot of hustle, determination. We still don't know what he's going to produce for us, but he definitely has the heart. And so I expect him to really be a good player. I really do. Um, Jermaine Hamlin, he's a sophomore. Interesting. Is he hurt? I don't think I've ever seen him play or even heard him talked about. So I don't expect anything from him. Interesting. I never heard of him. Adam Miller will be coming back. Hopefully, we all hope that Adam Miller can take a step forward and become like a IO type player. So that's the hope with Adam Miller. But if Adam Miller can become a IO type player, and if Coleman Hawkins can really step up, And if Austin Hutcherson is as good as Brad Underwood claims he is, and if Georgie B can be as good as he was at the end of his year, his freshman year, and if Benjamin can do something, I don't know what he can do, and then Andre becomes a star point guard, the best point guard in the country, which he has the talent, he could do it. If those things happen, Illinois has a chance to be to be good in the Big Ten. I don't they won't get a number one seed or anything like that. So, but we look who will be coming to them. So we have Luke Good will be coming. He can space the floor. He can shoot. That's what they say. I haven't seen him really play, so but he's a freshman, and it seems like the only freshmen that do sensationally good are the freshmen that are like, the type of freshmen that are just going to play 1 year and then go to the NBA and be picked first overall. Illinois doesn't get those kind of freshmen, so I don't expect the freshmen to do anything. And we got Melendez, who he can dunk the ball, seems athletic, so has length at 6'7", so he looks like a good prospect. He'll be coming in, but they're freshmen. I expect them to be like Adam Miller was for his freshman year. But I hope they do better than that. I hope they come out and they just start really showing us. I hope they do like Andre did. Andre really showed everybody that he's going to be a star. And I guess my best case is I hope these two can show everybody that they're going to be future stars. But that's going to be your Illini roster. Um, Obviously, with Trent Frazier and DeMonte leaving, that's two more players they could pick up. We'll see who they can get. That could change the dynamic of the team. But this Illinois team that they had this year, it was supposed to be a special team. It really was. But in the biggest game of their lives, Io has his worst game. Trent Frazier has his worst game. Demonte did absolutely nothing. Georgie did absolutely nothing. In the biggest game of their lives, a lot of people did nothing. So very tough. But Andre is I'm telling you, he's going to be the best point guard in college basketball. I'm telling you that for a fact. And I can't wait to see him play. Now, Andre, I have no doubt he's going to be the best point guard in the whole country. No doubt about it. Miller, I'm not as sure that Miller is going to be a great player. I hope he is, but I haven't seen enough to be sure about it. But I hope he does. I really hope Adam Miller becomes our next IO, but that's to be determined. Georgie B. Now with Kofi gone, I can only hope that Georgie comes back to his freshman year status and really gives us a real post presence. But we'll see. So, but the big thing is, I just want to say that on Twitter, you have a lot of people saying how it was such a great season and this is just a start and stuff like that. And that's just not the case. This was not a great season. You basically did everything for nothing. It just all turned out for nothing. It's never great to be a number one seed and lose in a round of 32. Look up the definition of great. It's not that. And this is not the start of something. Once again, 1989, 2005, and now it's 2022, and you get a number one seed. This does not happen to Illinois often at all. It is a an incredibly special thing for Illinois to get a one seed, especially for Illinois to be a true national champion threat. It's only happened 3 times: 89, 2005, 2022. The 3 times that Illinois was actually a true national champion favorite. Ladies and gentlemen, it's only happened 3 times: 89, 2005, 2022. So when you understand how rare and special it is for Illinois to be a favorite and then to lose in a blowout fashion in the round of 32, that is not great. That is terrible. That is, it's a shame. It's a nightmare. And I really wish that everyone would come back after the performance that these players had. I really wish they would come back and make it right. Run it back. I kind of think of the San Antonio Spurs. Um, do you remember when the San Antonio Spurs played the Miami Heat? And you remember how Ray Allen caught fire and made some miraculous 3-point shots to beat San Antonio? You remember what San Antonio did? They got together, they all decided that they're going to go all in and go all out. They're going to come back that next year and they're going to win a championship. And they all had one focus, one goal. And you know what happened? San Antonio, when they played the Heat again, they destroyed them. Absolutely destroyed them and won the championship. That's a lot of heart right there. I would love to see Illinois have the same approach as that San Antonio Spur team. After this blowout failure, I would love to see them all come back and truly show heart and truly show dedication and come back and win that national championship next year. But that's not going to happen. So, but I hope Kofi gets drafted. The problem Kofi will have is that all he can do is dunk, and in the NBA, that's not going to work out so well in today's NBA. So, hopefully, he can get a little mid-range jump, a little jumper around the free throw line. You know, within 15 feet and in, hopefully he can get a little jumper going. Io, um, as far as the NBA is concerned, obviously he'll have to continue to develop his 3-point shooting. The fact he can hit a mid-range jumper is big. That is a really huge thing. The ability to hit a mid-range jumper, that's a lost art. I don't think anyone in the NBA hardly ever shoots a mid-range jumper. So that could be a big benefit for him. But we'll see how it all turns out. Trent Frazier, I think he could play in Europe somewhere. He could definitely join a team in Europe and continue to play basketball. Um, Demonte Williams, um, yeah, it just isn't going to work out for basketball for him. I don't see anywhere where he could play, so I think he's done for good. So yeah, I just wanted people to know that this was not a great year. This is not the start of something. This was a very rare and special moment, and Illinois got blown out in the round of 32. So all that hard work down the toilet, because this is not going to inspire any recruits. There's no recruits out there watching this and saying, wow, Illinois got blown out in a round of 32 by Loyola. Yeah, I'm not going to Illinois. Now I'll go to some other school. So yeah, this is this loss. This blowout loss is going to cause a lot of problems. Um, it really is. So, but anyway, that's the roster we're looking at. We're just going to see what happens next year. But we know this much. We know Illinois will come nowhere close to the team they were this year. And how do you go back to that? How do you deal with taking 10 steps back? Because there is no one on this roster that even comes close to Kofi. Just losing him alone is devastating to this team. I mean, there's nobody on this team that even comes close to him. So if he leaves, which most likely he will, that is going to be absolutely devastating. And then Io, there were a few times this year he played absolutely terrible, but overall, he played really good. And there's no one on this team that can do what he did because he could score, rebound, assist, and he could be clutch. And there's no one on this roster right that's going to be on this team next year that can provide that. So Illinois basketball is going to take 10 steps back next year, and that's going to be sad. If Illinois wins the national championship, maybe we see some more recruits that are very highly rated join the Illini, and that could make a difference. But we did get a 2002 commit, and Reggie Bass from Tennessee, 3-star player, supposedly 3-star. You never know how this goes. So he's 6'5". I like to see the length of the players they're getting. But we look at it real quick. We go to prospects. Um, AJ Casey, Whitney Young. How nice would it be to get him? Now, if we can get him, if we get players like this, um, we can really then we really can do something. But look at this guy, 5-star recruit. Also, look at this guy, very highly rated. What if we got him? Think about that. But Whitney Young, from Illinois, so we would love to have AJ. Obviously, if he's as good as people think he is, well, we could use him. They say we're warm on him. And then Jaden from Yorkville, 6'5" player, 3-star, supposedly 3-star. We'll take him. I'm sure he could shoot. Reggie committed to Illinois, so that's nice. Interested. Let's see. Hey, so there's definitely some Jaden Pierre. Warm. He's not rated at all. So Illinois must see something in him. They must see something. Other than that, seems like everything's pretty much cool. So, but that's what happens though when you don't win a national championship, when you lose like that. I guarantee you guys, I promise you, Illinois wins the national championship. You go back to this page, and I promise you, you'll see a lot of players would have warm instead of cool. I promise you that. That's what winning does. So, but when you don't win, this is what you get, a lot of cool. Lots of cool. Let's go to 2021 because there's still a chance, maybe. Ty Washington, point guard. Well, we got a point guard, but it doesn't hurt to have 2 point guards. So, I mean, love to have them. There's another player, a little point guard. A lot of point guards, huh? So I'm glad to have these two. think these two would do something for us. So happy to have them. Let's see. We got Brandon, shooting guard. Looks like he can shoot. 3-star. Maybe we get him in there. Look at Jaden Hardy, man. 5-star player, 6'4". Um, man, we'll take him. Look at this guy, Charles, 6'11". Very light in the weight though, but um, come on down. So other than that, Chet, there was 7 foot 190. Oh man, Chet has got to get on an eating program. Man, but 7 foot tall, would love to have him, especially get him bulked up. So we'll see if Brad Underwood can get anybody else for 2021. It seems like there's not a lot of people left to get, but it'd be nice if he can get some of these really good players. So yeah, the future of Illinois basketball. Um, we'll see what happens, but yeah, I think I've made my points very clear. So nothing more to say. Um, yeah. Yesterday I was I was down yesterday after that blowout loss. I was really down all the rest of that day and night. I really was because I truly did believe. I mean, I really did. I really believed Illinois was going to win a national championship. And I was emotional about it. Just thinking about them winning the Nats, like just thinking about being with like getting together with my dad and my brother and to see the Illini, I was really envisioning Illini winning the national championship, and just thinking about how that would be. You know, you're there with your fan with some family, some Illini fans, and to see something happen that's never happened in your lifetime, that's never happened in any lifetime, and just to see that would have been very special. And then to have it just go out like this in a blowout loss in a round of 32 is a kick. It's a kick to the face. It really is. And so it was just sad. And so now, will I ever see? Will anyone ever see Illinois win a national championship in basketball? I mean, it's a serious question. Will it ever happen? It's not looking like It's not looking like it will, because no matter what team Illinois gets, whether it's the '89 team, the 2005 team, even this 2020, 21, 22 team, whatever may come before the team, there's just always something that stops them from being champions. And so I just don't know if they'll ever win a championship, and that's sad. But we'll see what happens though. It's Brad Underwood. He's got to do some reflecting on his bad coaching in that game. Brad Underwood refusing to make his center go out instead of staying in. That decision cost Illinois tremendously. That was terrible coaching by Brad Underwood. He got out coached severely. So Brad Underwood, he's got a lot to think about how to be a better coach, how to see what's going on and how to do something about it. So a lot of work to be done. Um, but also the last thing I'll say is this: 5 years from now, who's going to remember this team? 5, 10 years from now, if you anyone who remembers this team, you know what they're going to remember? They're not going to talk about how good they were. They're going to talk about how they got blown out in the round of 32. That's what this team is going to be known for. Now, is that you can call it whatever you want, but the only thing I'm going to remember about this team is they got blown out in the round of 32. And I'm going to remember that Io had his worst game. I'm going to remember Trent Frazier had his worst game. And I'm going to remember that. That sums up the whole season for me. Illinois was a favorite to win the national championship. And instead of that, they get blown out in the round of 32. And Io and Trent Frazier have the worst games of their career. That's the reality. So no congratulations from me. No good season from me because that would be lying. It wasn't a great season. It wasn't a good season. It was a failed season. You got blown out in the round of 32. And you had two players, first team All American player, have his worst game. And then you had Trent Frazier have his worst game. And then, of course, Georgie B, DeMonte, Jacob gave you absolutely nothing. And as a result, you get blown out. All right, I've talked enough. That's the Illinois basketball season recap. Let me know in the comments, what do you think?